In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. If you're brand new to Jimmy Rants, hop on over to JimmyRants.com. You'll see how this show works. We start off on Instagram Live, so go follow me on Instagram, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. That's Livin' Low Carb Man. Once you're there, for some reason it around. Sorry about that, guys. Once you are there, you flip the script. Once you're there, you can engage in the content live, just like all these people are doing right now. And then if you miss it live, it's all good. We do have it on replay for 24 hours over on Instagram. Once 24 hours is up, it disappears from Instagram, but never fear, we put all the past episodes up on YouTube. So go type in Jimmy Rants as a keyword search. Either on YouTube or a Google search, you will find the show. And then finally, the Jimmy Rants podcast is on Apple Podcasts. And a lot of people have been asking, is it going to be anywhere else besides Apple Podcast? We have submitted it to Stitcher and iHeartRadio and Spotify and all those different formats. So it's coming, guys. Stay tuned. JimmyRants.com is the website. Today's Jimmy Rants is inspired by several comments that I've seen come in today. And I had one person on Instagram who made a comment about the host of your show here today, about how I am talking about nutrition and yet I look like I haven't even started on the keto diet. That was one. And I want to preface this, you guys. This is not about me specifically. I'm obviously using me as an example in this, but I don't want this to be that I should ignore the haters, but it's not about that, guys. Stick with me on this one. I got another comment in Instagram where this lady said, I think you need to be a lot more forthright and forthcoming about why you have weight on your body despite being a keto dieter, and I just think I'm a big fan of yours. I follow you religiously, and I just don't understand why you don't ever talk about this issue. Okay, so what we're talking about in this Jimmy Rants is, why are people so enamored by a keto dieter who happens to have extra body fat? It's fascinating to me as an observer of this community that there is such, I'm trying to even think of the word, passion about it, such interest that it becomes an obsession even. And guys, I've dealt with this for a little while personally, but I'm not the only one. There's other people that deal with this kind of stuff too. And it's just an incredibly interesting discussion, because a lot of people think if you go keto, that it's impossible for you to possibly have any body fat on your body at all. Can I just be the first to give you a news flash and say that's stupid? That's incredibly myopic thinking. To think that everybody who would start eating a low-carb, moderate protein, high-fat ketogenic diet would automatically resolve all of their weight issues. The reason I say it's stupid is because there's so many factors involved, from your gut health to your genetics, to your level of insulin resistance, to hormonal imbalances, to any medications that you might be taking. In my case, I don't take any, but people that do take medications, it can make it that much harder. To so many factors. And yet, there is this perception that if you have body weight on your body, you need to be addressing that. And if you're not addressing that, you're hiding something, or you're cheating on donuts. And I've gotten that one a lot, by the way. You're just secretly cheating on donuts. Tell everybody, stop being dishonest. I'm like, I'm about the most transparent person you've ever met. I promise you, when it comes to this topic. And I talk about it literally all the time here on Jimmy Rants. That person that wrote me through Instagram did not follow me on Jimmy Rants, didn't know about Jimmy Rants. And so now she does. Hopefully she learns a few things. And now that I'm taking on this topic that she says I never talk about, taking it on head on, hopefully she's learning a few things today about the guy she was accusing of not being forthcoming. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So why do we care what other people are doing on their keto journey? I mean, seriously, think that one through a little bit for me. We're all doing keto, and obviously we all want to be successful, and we want to see everybody around us be successful on it because it presents a good light for keto. And if it's presented in a good light, then it becomes attractive to other people, and ergo, they will give it a go. But like I talked about in my earlier Jimmy Rants, why aren't we talking about all the good things that are happening beyond weight loss? Why aren't we talking about the health gains that are happening, very clearly happening? You guys see me on here every single day. I do 2 Jimmy Rants episodes every single day, have been for months. Do I ever look like I am suffering and sick in any way? Do I ever lack energy to come on here? Do I look like I don't have mental clarity and acuity that somebody that would be very sick would be having? And yet you talk to people and all they see on the outside is the weight. Then they say, oh, there's something bad wrong because you're not doing keto, when you could be doing keto well. And I want to be the representative of that group of people, you. Maybe it's you. That you have extra weight on your body, and yet you've totally healed your body in ways that nobody will understand if all they saw was what they saw on the outside. And here's the very interesting thing about that comment on Instagram too. The person says, you need to be doing stuff to try to lose weight. Have you seen I've been doing keto carnivore? And have you noticed all that I'm posting about? Because I've lost a lot of weight. And I wasn't going to share the weight loss, you guys, that I've had in these first 14 days, but it's been so stunning and so dramatic. I'm going to share. So if you're watching Jimmy Rants, you're getting an exclusive because I'm not sharing this anywhere else. I don't care to share about my weight loss on this experiment, but to prove the point of this commenter, well, you're not doing anything. Yes, I am. I have lost 18 pounds in 14 days on this keto carnivore. That is not insignificant. That is an indication that I've continued to add new things to the routine to try to bring about fat loss. Obviously not my primary reason for doing this, but it is a reason that I'm pursuing this a little more with the keto carnivore. And that can't be underscored enough. I think if someone's still in the game, even if they're doing things that you might think are off, because I've also had other people say, you eat too much fat in your diet, you need to cut off on fat, you got plenty of debt, and all that kind of stuff. So I get nuance. But if someone is doing something proactive to try to heal their body, why are we discouraging them? And so I get comments like that. And of course, the lady that wrote me through Instagram apologized. Oh, I'm a big fan. I just feel like when people criticize you, I need to come back with something to their anti-keto remarks. See, look at Jimmy Moore. He's not an example of he's an example of why it's bad. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you're not going to please those people anyway, no matter what I look like. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about why people are so enamored by a keto dieter who could possibly have stored body fat on their body still. Because there is this belief that everybody who goes keto will magically lose all the weight that they need to. They'll get down to single-digit body fat, and they'll be able to see six-pack abs, and everything is hunky-dory. You guys know here on Jimmy Rants, I keep things in the real world. Is that real world for most of us? No. Real world for most of us is, I want to breathe. I want to feel good. I don't want to be in pain. I want to be able to have energy coming out the wazoo. I want my brain to function at optimal levels. I have no desire to have a six-pack. I just don't. Would I like to have a skinnier belly? Obviously. And I think this keto carnivore is going to help make that happen. But at the end of the day, aesthetics of what I look like on the outside mean very little to me. Longevity, brain health, pain-free living, all of those things are a whole lot more of interest to me. So this question of why people are so enamored by a keto dieter with extra body fat, a lot of people, they want to say, well, see, that's evidence that that diet doesn't work. Is it really? Is it truly evidence that that diet doesn't work? Depends on what your definition of what work means. If you're only looking at weight loss, I would say the totality of the people that go on a ketogenic diet, losing weight, and even in all the studies, a ketogenic diet produces much better weight loss than any other diet out there. So if you want to look at studies, that's what it shows. But even anecdotally, at the people in your life, most people who eat a ketogenic diet lose weight. And by the way, I went on a low carb diet, which probably induced ketosis in 2004 when I was 410 pounds, and I lost 180 pounds on said diet. So I lost a lot of weight. Guess what? Since then, I have not been anywhere close to 410 pounds. So is that discounted? Is that somehow no longer relevant because it happened so long ago? No, most people who go on a diet not only lose weight and gain it back, but then they gain it back and then some. If I gained it back and then some, I would be 450 pounds today or dead. And yet, still in the game, still learning, still testing, still doing all the things that you should be doing when you go keto, when you're trying to make a healthier lifestyle and trying to change your life. And that's the message I want to put out there is it's very, very interesting how people get so caught up in what other people are doing in their diet when it's something like keto. I don't hear anybody talking about all the massive weight gain that's taking place from the people that eat a sad diet. Those people that eat crappy garbage every single day. I don't see anybody saying anything about the metabolic effects of a very thin person who might be having blood sugar dysregulation or high insulin. Why? Because they don't see any manifestation of that disease taking place on the outside. It's only people with extra body fat that you can see on the outside that we want to give shame and scorn. And so this is a gentle reminder that don't become so attached to what people look like that you neglect what might be going on the inside. And for someone like myself, on the inside, lots of good things are happening. And now with this keto carnivore, lots of extra good things are happening because I have lost a ton of weight doing this. And if that's happening, good things are happening. But we need to be mindful of those people who are doing the things that are right and they're not seeing things happen for the positive in their weight. And so we can't be judging those people. I'm pretty strong-willed, as you guys know, and yet some people aren't as strong-willed and they'll crumble and fall and go back to crappy garbage eating because people are discouraging them that your keto is invalidated because you don't look the way you should look because you went keto. That's got to stop, guys. I don't know how more blunt to put it than that's just BS. That's just crap. And I think it's discouraging too many people. I won't stand for it. If it means I'm the poster child for somebody that has extra weight on the body despite eating keto, I'm more than happy to be that representative, to give those people a voice because those people are being shunned by our community. Okay? So that needs to stop. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is people are enamored by a keto dieter who has extra body fat, but at the end of the day, it's none of your bleep business, right? Let's encourage those people. Let's be kind to those people. Let's uplift those people. And if they need help and they come to you for help, ask how you can help them. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say. It's typical Jimmy Rants. Let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. You guys know I like to bring the reality to Jimmy Rants, and that's what you got here today. Thanks for being here. Hello, hello. Is she or he deaf or blind, says Kitty Cat. Yeah, Cat, I said that. I said, so you're a religious follower of mine, and you think I never talk about the weight stuff? Ever? I sent her a lecture that I did on the low carb cruise from 2 years ago, and where I talked about this stuff. And I said, do you watch my Jimmy Rants on Instagram Live? Every single day I do Instagram Live, and this topic comes up as an ancillary, and I'm very open about it. And she had not, so maybe she's watching now. Follow you religiously and don't know about your issues, Topper. Yeah. It was weird, but anyway, better late than never. Weight loss is a peripheral side effect of a much larger spectrum of transformations that I've experienced, says Brett. And Brett, you're right. And I think, and I talked about this in my Jimmy Rants from this morning, people so put the focus on weight loss. And so if weight loss doesn't happen, they think they failed, not realizing there's so many other things that could be going on in a good way behind the scenes, underneath the surface, metabolically, that show you're doing things that are moving in the right direction. So it is a little bit unfair. Dr. Barry says it's not a weight loss diet, it's a weight optimization diet, says Sherry. I've lost almost at my goal, but my insulin is still too high. I'm working on that. And that's the struggle here, is you might see all of your health markers get better, but the weight's not following. You might see weight loss happen, but you still have an elevated insulin like you, Sherry. You're always pursuing better and better health. Joshua says because dieters are focused on the outer appearance rather than total health, that are the benefits of a lifestyle change like keto. Yeah. My cousin Robert's here. Hey, Robbie, I want to get my blood results where it needs to be. Then I will see if I've lost weight. Me feeling better is more important than losing weight. And that is a great point. When you start feeling better, you can't give enough money for that feeling better, because a lot of people deal with chronic pain, and a lot of that chronic pain has to do with the nutritional choices that they make. And you clean up those nutritional choices, that chronic pain goes away. Even if the weight loss doesn't happen, that chronic pain goes away. And for you, Robbie, your diabetes is getting better and better because you've chosen keto. Hello, Olga. Thanks for being here. Oh, thank you for all the comments about the weight loss on this keto carnivore. Can't wait for the blood work, says Kitty Caddick. I bet fasting insulin is single digits. What's interesting, Kat, when I tested at the beginning of the year, the beginning of this experiment 2 weeks ago, my fasting insulin was the lowest it had been in 7 years. It was like 10 point something. I haven't shared that publicly yet either. But yeah, if it doesn't go from 10.7 or whatever it was down to like 4 or 5, 6, I'm going to be surprised with this. Each person is an individual and their journey works as it will for their bodies. Weight loss is not the primary factor or the priority factor. The inner health beings or benefits are what matter the most, says Ashton. Yep. Mitzi tells me I have nothing to prove. No, I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody, honestly, Mitzi. But I do like being a voice for those people that feel like they don't have a voice. Because, and you guys see it, you guys know the snickering that happens when somebody talks about keto, and the first thing they say for somebody that's not a keto fan, well, what happened to Jimmy Moore? And it's those kinds of things that it's really just interesting to me how it can be so focused on one person that may not be getting, quote, optimal results in their weight. And yet, what about the overwhelmingness of all these people that do? Why are they ignored? Why are those examples not shared? And why do we only look at the people who have weight on their body when there's people with weight on their body who may have stellar health markers? That's never talked about either. So it's one reason I talk so bluntly on this Jimmy Rant show about these topics, because nobody else is talking about this stuff. How long have you been keto low carb? So Keto G Winnick, thank you for asking that. I went on the Atkins diet in 2004. I went on the ketogenic diet in 2012. So subtle differences between those. The main thing that I did was moderate on the protein and eat more fat in the diet. Carbohydrate restriction was already there. I'm currently in the midst of doing a keto carnivore diet. I've been on it for 2 weeks now. So that answers your questions. I bet your markers are better. I'm fighting insulin resistance, and I'm thinking I'll give carnivore a try, Nancy. And see, Nancy, this is the interesting thing about this is I'm sharing it so publicly, and maybe it's the answer for some people that can help them shed body fat. But here's the thing, guys. Let's flash forward. This is mid-January 2019, and I'm going to make a prediction right now that by the end of 2019, I will have lost a significant amount of stored body fat. If this continues like it's been going the past 2 weeks for the rest of the year, because I do plan on continuing this as long as I feel good, unless something in my health markers come back really, really bad, I can't imagine not doing this. So let's pretend like I go to the end of the year, lost a significant amount of weight, and people that were enamored by the weight that I had on my body, now what do they say? Well, all that meat is not good. You need to have vegetables in your diet. So there will always be something that people will nitpick about. Okay? And I've seen this. I've been at this for so long. These people are so predictable that if it's weight on the body, great. That's an easy target. But if I'm only eating meat, oh, you've cut out all vegetables, you're losing all the micronutrition, blah, blah, blah. So there will always be something. So for me, this does not affect my psyche because I have dealt with this for so long. I know how to deal with the people. But not everybody does. It's why I talk about these things so openly, because maybe you're watching this right now and maybe you're getting that kind of comment. I know some people that have written to me and said, I'm afraid to even talk about keto because I don't look the part. And they say, how can you have weight on the body if you're keto? So it's a struggle, guys. And for a lot of people, it's why I try to be their voice. I don't want to lose weight. I want to shed excess fat, says George. Joined the gym last month to reduce my insulin resistance and improve health. Yep. The sad reality is, as a society, we put way too much stock in the weight, not enough in actual health and who we are as a person. I find myself still falling into it and having to reset my focus, says Beautiful Binge Eater. You're not alone. And this is another whole topic I could rant about how the weight loss industry keeps us in that industry, because it's all about image of how you look in your weight. It's all about how many calories you're eating. They never look at the hormonal response. They never look at how health markers get better, even in the absence of weight loss. It's really a big topic that we're going to keep hammering on this show. All right. I've been keto since May. I've only lost 8 pounds, but brain fog is gone. Inflammation reduced. I'm good, says Anne. So you've got your head on right. That's good. I understand why you're answering this again. I love your rants. Please, this subject could take a toll on you. And beside, people who are really following you already know who you are. Yeah, this isn't about me, Topper. I made that caveat at the very beginning of this, that I'm using myself as the example, but I'm talking about this because there's a lot of people that they'll never talk about this. This is taboo to be talking about. Oh, well, I'm keto and I'm not getting optimal results in my weight, so therefore something must be wrong with me. And I'm here to help those people and give them reassurance. It's not about you. It's not something that you're doing necessarily wrong. So I want to encourage those people. That's why I'm doing this today. As soon as you tell people you're losing, though, and they're not, the fangs come out to tear it apart. Yeah, Grandma does keto. She's been down that road. I appreciate your stance on what we look like on the outside is not who we are. I feel badly when I hear disparaging comments about you and to you. It takes a great deal of intestinal fortitude and knowing you are who you are to combat that. I will stand up for you anytime. Thank you, Beth, Keto Nail Genesis. I got a lot of people that are Jimmy fans, and you go out there and you get those people. I say don't waste your time on them, because like I said earlier, by the end of this year, I will have shed probably a lot of weight, body fat. I probably will put on quite a bit of muscle, and I'll look a little more the part for these people, but it still won't matter. You did it the wrong way. You needed to add this. You needed to take that away. What about this in your blood markers? What about that? There will always be something. So I don't waste my time on people that I ain't got time for. And but thank you. I appreciate all my Jimmy fans. All right. People need to mind their own business, says Tammy. You're an inspiration. Thank you for that, sweetie. That's awesome. There are so many non-scale victories to celebrate as well. Exactly. I think how you feel is so underrated. I think being able to fast for a long period of time between meals is so underrated. Guys, on this keto carnivore, I have averaged a fasting period of about 20 hours. 20 hours of fasting every single day. Did a 29-hour one just the other day. It's easy. And that can't be devalued either. I think we need to be mindful that if somehow somebody's, quote, not doing keto right, it would manifest in that ability to fast for that long. It would manifest in health markers. It would manifest in how they look on doing an Instagram live twice a day. It would manifest in so many ways. It's just as important not to judge yourself and put unrealistic expectations on yourself as well as others, right? I'm glad you're real to us, says Mama Oris. Thank you. I will always be that. One thing you've learned with me doing these Jimmy Rants regularly is I will always be 100% authentic. The moment that I stop being authentic is the moment you'll see right through me. But you don't have to see right through me because I'm telling you exactly what I think and how I feel at every given moment. Will you go longer than 28 days on keto carnivore? Yeah, Nini, I'm planning on it. I would be sick of meat after a week. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Not when you saw the benefits that it's doing for you. Now, maybe you would, but for me, I'm thriving on this because I was eating mostly meat on my keto anyway. I've just cut out the little ancillary things that I was having, and that's made all the difference. We need to realize there's health at every size. Skinny doesn't equal healthy. Fat doesn't equal unhealthy. Well said. Hobokel 89. Yeah, people kind of lose their minds when you start talking about health at any size. I do think that if people get back health markers, specifically the ones that I talk about all the time, fasting insulin, blood sugar, triglycerides, small dense LDL particles, HSCRP, all of those, and they're all in the stellar range and they still have weight on their body, why are we balking at those people? Why are we giving them a hard time when they've done, obviously, things in their diet and lifestyle that have brought that about? Now, if they had that same amount of weight and had triglycerides of 300 and HSCRP of 8, fasting insulin of 28, and all these really bad numbers, that would be context. So somebody could be the exact same weight or even lower in weight with those really crappy numbers, and somebody could be higher in weight with those really good numbers and be completely healthy. We have to separate health from weight. People can't do that in their minds. There's just this detachment of it's impossible if you have weight on your body for you to be healthy, and then vice versa. It's impossible for you to be unhealthy if you're skinny because obviously you're skinny because you're healthy. It's so backwards the way we've got this. You're doing great on keto carnivore. What would you say to those people who say it's nutritionally deficient? Well, I'm not going to talk about this on this Jimmy Rants, but the bottom line is there's ways to make it very nutrient dense. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it more. Thank you, Andrea. Everyone is different. I'm not sorry for your expectation about me, says Alberto. Yes. I don't even try to explain myself because I don't owe that to anybody. My journey is my journey, not anybody else's journey. And if somebody chooses to not follow me because they think I'm a hypocrite or they think that I'm not representing keto well, that's fine. That's fine. If you think I add no value to your journey in your life, I don't care. I mean, that's fine. Go find somebody that you do connect with. But I have a whole lot of people that do connect with me because I am real and living this in the real world. Low carb keto for life. Thank you for example encouragement, dealing with hormones and low cortisol. The weight loss struggle is real. However, loving the changes that are happening on the inside. Always, always celebrate those. Don't let anybody take away your success on keto, even if it's not a weight loss success. Don't let anybody take away the good things that are happening in your health. You're right. People are so silly. It's like you can't win. Mitzi, I've done this so long. Literally, I could say the sky is blue. No, it's green. I swear it's green. I can even turn around and show you that sky is blue as all get out, right? But people would argue with me that it's green. I don't have time for those people. There are trolls out there. Thank you for this rant. You're welcome, Bishop. Someone just said to me today, I don't know if it's good long-term to go keto. I said, you have to do your research, Mama Orr said. Yeah, always do your research. Can I kick them in the shins considering wasting my time on them? Beth, that's why I love you. That's awesome. People made fun of me. Oh no, not another ketoer. Now I'm getting healthy and losing weight, and they're asking me questions. Anita, thank you for bringing that up. So people that say I don't represent keto well because I still have extra weight on my body, what are they going to say once I shed weight off the body because I've tweaked my keto with this keto carnivore to produce fat loss? What are they going to say when that success happens? You know, they're probably going to come to me and ask for help, which I'll be happy to help. This is the interesting thing. Most people that are critical like that, what they don't realize is that I will help them too. I have a heart for people. I have a heart to help whoever needs help. And if I can impart knowledge and experience to those people, that's what I'm going to do. That's the thing a lot of people don't know about Jimmy Moore. Can you develop a sensitivity to what you eat now because you're eating the same for long? Well, Topper, I could certainly switch it up. I am very comfortable kind of eating regularly what I'm eating, but you can switch it up. Lead by example, says Sherry. Yes, always. That is the bottom line. All right, guys. So speaking of bottom line, the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is when people become so enamored by a keto dieter who could possibly have extra body fat on their body. And yes, that's a taboo subject to even talk about in public, but you guys know that's my jam. I talk about taboo subjects. Why? Why are they enamored? And I would just remind people that your journey is your journey. Honestly, I want to see people succeed, but I'm not going to sit there and say, well, you've been on keto for X amount of time. You should look like whatever. I would never do that to somebody. And yet that's exactly what's happening in the keto community. That stuff ain't going to last because that stuff will discourage people from staying on keto. And to me, that's unacceptable because good things are happening for people on keto, even if it's not manifesting as weight loss in the here and now. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. As always, start off on jimmyrants.com. Go there and you'll see that we begin this on Instagram. We do an Instagram live a couple times a day. So go follow me on Instagram, Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. And you can engage live just like all my awesome people here. I need to come up with like a moniker for the Jimmy fans. You guys start thinking about that. I may do like a Instagram live to, what should we call you guys? Anyway. And then you can watch it on replay if you missed the live. So go watch it for 24 hours, up to 24 hours on replay on Instagram. Then we pop it over onto YouTube where you can access all the past episodes on YouTube. So go check out Jimmy Rants. Just put in a keyword search on Google or YouTube and you can find the past episodes. And then we also have a Jimmy Rants podcast that you can hear the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form. JimmyRants.com. Chris says, get some Jimmy Rants t-shirts. Would you guys buy a t-shirt if I made t-shirts with the Jimmy Rants logo on it? That'd be kind of fun. Let me know. JimmyRants.com is the website. And until next time, we'll see you then.